Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily English Lab podcast. Let me tell you something that might shock you. Even if you've been speaking English for years, even if you consider yourself an advanced learner, there's a very high chance you're mispronouncing at least 3 common English words every single day. And the worst part, native speakers notice, but they're too polite to correct you. I'm talking about words like comfortable, vegetable, and interesting. Words you use all the time. Words you think you're saying correctly. But here's the truth. You're probably adding syllables that don't exist or stressing the wrong parts, and it's making you sound less fluent than you actually are. These aren't exotic vocabulary words. These are everyday words that appear in normal conversation constantly, and if you mispronounce them, native speakers immediately identify you as a non-native speaker, even if everything else about your English is perfect. In the next 25 minutes, I'm going to reveal the 5 most commonly mispronounced words in English, show you exactly what you're doing wrong, and teach you how to say them like a native speaker. Ready to fix these pronunciation mistakes once and for all? Let's do this. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm your English coach, and I specialize in helping advanced learners polish those final details that separate good English from truly fluent English. And pronunciation is one of those details that makes a massive difference. So here's why I'm obsessed with this topic. I've worked with hundreds of advanced English speakers who have excellent grammar, impressive vocabulary, and strong comprehension, but they still get mispronounced by native speakers or asked to repeat themselves. Why? Because they're mispronouncing common words in ways that make them harder to understand. And here's the frustrating part. These aren't difficult words. They're words you learned in your first year of English, but somewhere along the way, you learned the wrong pronunciation, and now it's a habit. Your brain automated the wrong version, and you've been saying it wrong for years without realizing it. Today, we're fixing that. I'm going to focus on 5 words that even advanced learners consistently mispronounce. For each word, I'll show you the wrong way most learners say it, the correct way native speakers say it, why the mistake happens, and how to remember the correct pronunciation forever. The 5 words we'll cover are comfortable, vegetable, interesting, chocolate, and library. I know what you're thinking. I know how to say those words. But trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to realize you've been saying at least some of them wrong your entire life. This is going to be 25 minutes of intensive pronunciation training. By the end, you'll sound noticeably more natural when you speak English. Before we start, I want to know, which common English word do you think you might be mispronouncing? Drop your guess in the comments. I'm curious to see if you already suspect which words are giving you trouble. And if you're serious about perfecting your English pronunciation, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. I create detailed pronunciation guides like this regularly to help you sound more native. All right, let's fix these pronunciation mistakes together. The most mispronounced word in English. Let's start with what I believe is the single most commonly mispronounced word in English. Comfortable. I would estimate that 90% of non-native speakers say this word incorrectly, adding syllables that don't exist. You use this word constantly. Are you comfortable? This chair is comfortable. I'm not comfortable with that idea. It appears in everyday conversation all the time. When you mispronounce it, you slow down your speech and sound less fluent. But when you say it correctly, it flows naturally and sounds native. Here's what most learners do wrong. They pronounce every single syllable. Come, for, ta, bull. 4 syllables. Come, for, ta, bull. That's wrong. Native speakers don't say it that way. We compress it dramatically. The correct pronunciation is 3 syllables, not 4. We say comfortable or comfortable. The or sound disappears completely. The middle gets compressed. It sounds like comfortable. Let me say it slowly. Comf-ter-bull. Now faster, comfortable. Hear that? 3 syllables, not 4. Let's practice this in real sentences so you can hear how it sounds in context. Sentence 1. This couch is really comfortable. Say it with me. This couch is really comfortable. Sentence 2. Are you comfortable with this plan? Try it. Are you comfortable with this plan? Sentence 3. I want to wear something comfortable. Practice. I want to wear something comfortable. Sentence 4. Make yourself comfortable. Say it. Make yourself comfortable. Notice how the word flows quickly? It's not comfortable with clear separation. It's comfortable, smooth and fast. Pause right now, save the word comfortable out loud 10 times. Focus on making it 3 syllables, not 4. Comfortable, comfortable, comfortable. Your mouth needs to build this muscle memory. Don't just listen to me say it. You have to practice it yourself. Do it now, 10 times. I'll wait. Did you do it? If not, seriously, go back and do it. Listening isn't enough. You need physical practice. Here's how to remember this. Think of comfortable as comfort plus able, but smush them together. Comfortable. The or in fort gets swallowed. You're not saying comfortable, you're saying comfortable. Drop that or sound completely. Another trick? Think of the word table. You wouldn't say table as 2 clear syllables. You'd blend it. Same with comfortable. Blend it all together. I'll never forget working with a Korean student named Minji, who was brilliant, articulate, and had near-perfect English. But every single time she said, come for ta bull, with 4 syllables, I could see native speakers' brains stutter for just a moment trying to process what she said. We spent 15 minutes on just this one word. She was frustrated because she couldn't believe she'd been saying it wrong for 10 years. But once she got it, she was thrilled. She told me a week later that people stopped asking her to repeat herself nearly as often. Sometimes, fixing just one word makes a huge difference. Okay, be honest with me in the comments. Were you pronouncing comfortable with 4 syllables? It's okay if you were. Most learners do. Let me know if you just learned something new. All right, comfortable fixed, but there's another word that trips up almost everyone, and it's sitting in your kitchen right now. Let's talk about vegetables. The second word that nearly everyone mispronounces is vegetable. This word causes so much confusion because the spelling suggests 4 syllables, but native speakers only say 3. You talk about food constantly: restaurants, grocery shopping, cooking, health conversations. I need to eat more vegetables. Do you like vegetables? This dish has a lot of vegetables. If you mispronounce this word, it stands out immediately because it's such a common, everyday word. Here's the mistake. Learners see vegetable and think vegetable, 4 syllables. Vegetable. That sounds unnatural and foreign to native speakers. The correct pronunciation is 3 syllables, vegetable or vegetable. The middle E disappears completely. We don't say vegetable. We say vegetable. It's fast, compressed, efficient. Let me demonstrate. Wrong way, vegetable, 4 syllables. Correct way, vegetable, 3 syllables. Hear the difference? Let's practice in context sentences. Sentence 1. I need to eat more vegetables. Say with me, I need to eat more vegetables. Sentence 2. Do you like vegetables? Try it. Do you like vegetables? Sentence 3. This soup has a lot of vegetables in it. Practice. This soup has a lot of vegetables in it. Sentence 4. Fresh vegetables are expensive. Say it. Fresh vegetables are expensive. The key is speed. Don't linger on each syllable. Compress it. Vegetable. Quick and natural. Your turn to practice. Say these phrases out loud right now. Fresh vegetables. Vegetable soup. Eat your vegetables. Vegetable garden. Say each phrase 5 times, getting faster each time. Feel how the word compresses. That's what we want. Think of vegetable as veggie plus table, But like comfortable, you're smushing them together. Vegetable. The middle vowel vanishes. You can also think of it as vegetable, almost. The G and the E blend into a ch sound sometimes. Vegetable or vegetable, both work. The key is dropping that middle E syllable. I coached a French chef named Pierre who was opening a restaurant in the US. His English was sophisticated, but he kept saying, "I use only fresh veg-e-tables," with 4 syllables, and it made him sound less professional somehow. We worked on vegetables and several other food pronunciation issues. He later told me that once his pronunciation improved, customers seemed to trust his expertise more. Pronunciation affects perception, especially in professional settings. Same person, same skill, but better pronunciation created better credibility. Quick poll. Did you know vegetable was only 3 syllables, or have you been saying all 4 syllables this whole time? Comment below. No judgment, just curiosity. 2 words down, 3 to go. But this next one is particularly tricky because it's a word you probably use multiple times every day, and there's a very good chance you're adding an entire syllable that shouldn't be there. Word number 3, interesting. This is one of those words that looks long, so learners assume it has many syllables, but native speakers compress it dramatically. Interesting appears in everyday conversation constantly. That's interesting. This book is interesting. Interesting point. It's one of those filler words we use all the time to show engagement. If you pronounce all 4 syllables, you sound overly formal and slow. The mistake is saying interesting with 4 clear syllables. Interesting. That's textbook pronunciation, but it's not real-life pronunciation. Native speakers say it with 3 syllables, interesting or intersting. The middle syllable gets compressed or sometimes disappears completely. We don't say interesting. We say interesting or even interesting, almost like 2.5 syllables. Let's hear it in real sentences. Sentence 1, that's really interesting. Say with me, that's really interesting. Sentence 2, this movie is interesting. Try it, this movie is interesting. Sentence 3, interesting idea. Practice, interesting idea. Sentence 4, I find this topic very interesting. Say it, I find this topic very interesting. Native speakers are often so fast with this word that it almost sounds like interesting, with no middle vowel at all. Say the following out loud, focusing on compression. That's interesting. That's interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Interesting story. Interesting story. Not that interesting. Not that interesting. Repeat each phrase 5 times. Each time try to say interesting a little faster, compressing it more. Think of it as interest plus ing. But you're not saying interesting. You're saying interesting. The middle and s basically merge into one sound, interesting. Some people even drop the t, insting or inresting. All of these are more natural than the full 4-syllable version. Another trick, if you're not sure, default to 3 syllables for almost any 4-syllable word ending in ing. Comfortable, vegetable, interesting, they all compress. One of my students, Alejandro from Mexico, was preparing for university in the US. He had excellent academic English, but during our practice discussions, he kept saying, I find this interesting, with such clear articulation that it sounded robotic. I explained that Americans compress this word heavily. He resisted at first because it felt like lazy pronunciation, but I showed him video clips of professors, news anchors, and everyday people all saying, interesting. He realized it wasn't lazy, it was standard. Once he adapted, his spoken English sounded dramatically more natural. Sometimes what feels wrong is actually correct. Here's my question. How many syllables do you think the word comfortable has? Wait, we already covered that one. How many syllables does interesting have? Before this video, what did you think? Let me know in the comments. Okay, we're halfway through. The next word is one that every English learner loves. Literally, because it's delicious. But most people are pronouncing it wrong. Let's talk about chocolate. Word number 4, chocolate. This one surprises people because it seems simple, but the pronunciation is not what the spelling suggests. Chocolate comes up in conversations about food, desserts, gifts, preferences. I love chocolate. Do you want chocolate cake? I'll have hot chocolate. It's a universally known word, which makes mispronunciation particularly noticeable. The mistake, pronouncing all 3 syllables clearly, chocolate, chocolate. Learners see chocolate and think each part needs to be said. But native speakers say it with 2 syllables, chocolate or chocolate. That middle O disappears entirely. We don't say chocolate, we say chocolate. Listen carefully. Wrong way, chocolate, 3 syllables. Right way, chocolate, 2 syllables. Sometimes it almost sounds like chocolate. It's especially true in American English. Let's practice in sentences. Sentence 1. I love chocolate. Say with me. I love chocolate. Sentence 2. Can I have some chocolate cake? Try it. Can I have some chocolate cake? Sentence 3. This is the best chocolate I've ever had. Practice. This is the best chocolate I've ever had. Sentence 4. Do you prefer milk chocolate or dark chocolate? Say it. Do you prefer milk chocolate or dark chocolate? The word flows quickly. It shouldn't have 3 distinct beats. It's 2 beats. Chocolate. Practice these phrases right now. Hot chocolate, chocolate chip, chocolate bar, chocolate milk. Say each one 5 times, faster each time. Feel that compression? That's native pronunciation. Think of chocolate as chalk plus lit, chocolate. The middle vowel evaporates. If you find yourself saying 3 syllables, you're doing it wrong. Another way to remember, think of the word late. You wouldn't say la-ate with 2 syllables. You say late as 1 syllable. Similarly, chocolate compresses the ending. It's not chocolate, it's chocolate. Also, notice how the O in the first syllable sometimes sounds more like aw or ah, chocolate. This is especially true in American English. I had a delightful moment with a Japanese student named Yuki who worked at a cafe. She would ask customers, "Would you like some chocolate sprinkles?" with perfect grammar but awkward pronunciation. Customers would pause for a second before answering. When she started saying, "Would you like some chocolate sprinkles?" the interactions became smoother and faster. She told me customers seemed friendlier and chattier with her. I think they just felt more comfortable because she sounded more natural. Pronunciation affects not just understanding, but also social comfort. Confession time. How many of you have been saying chocolate with 3 syllables your entire life? Drop a comment if you just realized you've been doing it wrong. All right, 4 words corrected. You're doing great. But I saved one of the trickiest for last. This final word causes pronunciation problems even for native English speakers, and there's a very common mispronunciation that instantly reveals you're not a native English speaker. Let's talk about the library. The 5th and final word, library. This word is notoriously difficult, even for native English speakers. But non-native speakers make a specific mistake that native speakers never make. Library appears in academic contexts, daily life, city locations. I'm going to the library. The library is closed. I need to return this library book. If you mispronounce it, especially in academic or professional settings, it's noticeable. The mistake is adding an extra R sound or rearranging the sounds. Many learners say library, like the fruit, or library, dropping the first R, or library, adding weird R's. The correct pronunciation is library or library with 3 syllables. The first syllable is li.
The second has both an R and an R sound, brer or brar. The third is E, li-brer-e. It's tricky because there are two R's close together, li-brary. Your tongue has to move quickly, library. Let's be clear about what's wrong. Don't say liberry like the fruit berry. Don't say library, dropping the first R. Say library or library, keeping both R's but blending them smoothly. Real-life examples. Let's practice in context. Sentence 1. I'm going to the library. Say with me. I'm going to the library. Sentence 2. The library closes at 9. Try it. The library closes at 9. Sentence 3. Do you have a library card? Practice. Do you have a library card? Sentence 4. I love spending time at the library. Say it. I love spending time at the library. This word requires careful articulation. Don't rush it so much that you drop sounds, but don't slow it down so much that it sounds unnatural. Slowly say library 5 times, focusing on hitting both R sounds. Library, 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 library. Now say it at normal speed 5 times. Library, library, library. Now use it in a sentence. I'm at the library. Say this 10 times, getting more comfortable each time. Break it down. Li-brer-e. 3 chunks. Li like lie, brer like burr, cold sound with an R, E like C. Put them together smoothly. Li-brer-e. Another trick, don't think of it like berry, the fruit. Think of it as li-brer-e. The middle part has that rare sound. Li-brer-e. Practice slowly at first, then speed up. Your tongue needs to train for this specific movement. I worked with a graduate student from China named Wei, who is applying for research positions at university libraries. Every time she said library in her interviews, I could tell it affected her credibility, even though her qualifications were excellent. We spent 3 sessions just on this word. She practiced it hundreds of times. She recorded herself, compared it to native speakers, adjusted. When she finally got the pronunciation right, she aced her next interview. The interviewer later told her mentor that she seemed very well spoken. Something as small as one word can shift how people perceive your overall competence. It's not fair, but it's real. Final question. Which of these 5 words surprised you the most? Comfortable, vegetable, interesting, chocolate, library. Let me know in the comments which one you were saying wrong. Now that you know the correct pronunciations for 5 commonly mispronounced words, but before we finish, I need to warn you about 3 critical mistakes that could sabotage all this hard work. Now that you know the correct pronunciations, don't fall into these 3 traps that prevent people from actually improving. Mistake number 1, practicing in isolation but not in conversation. You just practice these 5 words in isolation, which is great. But if you don't use them in real conversation, you'll revert to your old pronunciation. Your brain has muscle memory for the wrong version. You need to consciously use the correct version in real speech repeatedly until it becomes automatic. For the next week, every time you use one of these words in conversation, pause mentally and make sure you're using the correct pronunciation. It'll feel awkward at first, but this is how you rewire your brain. Mistake number 2, going too slow to be clear. Some learners overcorrect by pronouncing these words too slowly and carefully, which makes them sound unnatural in a different way. The goal isn't to articulate every sound perfectly. The goal is to sound like a native speaker, which means compressing these words naturally. Don't say comfortable super slowly. Say comfortable at a natural pace. Speed and compression are part of natural pronunciation. Mistake number 3, not recording yourself. You need feedback. You think you're saying it correctly, but you might not be. Record yourself saying each of these 5 words. Then, compare your recording to a native speaker saying the same word. You can find native pronunciations on websites like Youglish or Forvo. Listen carefully. Are you matching the number of syllables, the stress pattern, the speed? If not, adjust and record again. Keep doing this until you can't hear a difference.
Let's quickly recap the 5 words and their correct pronunciations. Word 1, comfortable. Not comfortable with 4 syllables, it's comfortable with 3 syllables. Drop that or sound. Word 2, vegetable. Not vegetable with 4 syllables, it's vegetable with 3 syllables. The middle E disappears. Word 3, interesting. Not interesting with 4 syllables, it's interesting with 3 syllables. Compress the middle. Word 4, chocolate. Not chocolate with 3 syllables, it's chocolate with 2 syllables, fast and compressed. Word 5, library. Not library like the fruit, it's library with both R's articulated, 3 syllables, tricky tongue movement. Practice these 5 words every day for the next week. Use them in real sentences. Use them in real conversations. Record yourself. Compare to native speakers. Within a week, these pronunciations will start to feel natural. You just improved your pronunciation significantly. Be proud of that. You just learned the correct pronunciation for 5 words that even advanced learners get wrong constantly. These aren't rare vocabulary words. These are everyday words that appear in normal conversation all the time. Here's what I want you to do right now. Pick one of these 5 words. Use it correctly in a sentence in the comments below. Show me you've got it. This chair is comfortable. I'm going to the library. This video is interesting. Let's practice together. If this video helped you discover pronunciation mistakes you didn't even know you were making, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. Next week, I'm revealing the 3 grammar mistakes that make you sound like a beginner even if you're advanced. You definitely don't want to miss that. Remember, pronunciation isn't about perfection. It's about clarity and naturalness. These 5 words will make you sound noticeably more fluent when you get them right. Stop adding syllables that don't exist. Start sounding like a native speaker. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep practicing, keep improving, and keep perfecting your English pronunciation. Let's master English together, one word at a time.